Welcome to the Lone Cowboy Hour. Tonight's show is a special show I put together for the National Western Stock Show, one of the great Western traditions in our country. It always takes place about this time of year and maybe 2 weeks before this up in Colorado in almost downtown Denver at the National Western Stock Show. They're not having the show this year and did not hold it. And I'm doing this show as a way to make you aware of a show I put together for them as a fundraiser. And I hope you'll consider possibly contacting the National Western Stock Show and making a contribution too. We'd like to raise $100 million for a brand new complex for the National Western Stock Show. It's very important that these great rodeos, these great stock shows, stay in business. And we don't allow the coronavirus and the pandemic to shut things down to the point where we don't have these great traditions anymore. Here in Texas, rodeos have been wide open, not so much in Colorado. So we want to send our support to all of the people who love the Western lifestyle, the Western way of life, the Western way of culture up there in Colorado. So here is my show for the National Western Stock Show. Hi, this is Michael Martin Murphey. Welcome to a special performance for the National Western Stock Show. The Great National Western Stock Show has been going on for over 100 years. So sorry it had to be canceled in 2021, but I know it's going to be back bigger and better than ever in 2022. My friends, fans, exhibitors, you are the Super Bowl of livestock shows. We can't all be together this year, but you know that we're all together in spirit. Nobody does it better than the National Western Stock Show and Rodeo. Thanks for connecting all of us in this way and letting me send all of you a big hello. And here's to 2022. Pete Coors is chairing an effort to raise $100 million for the National Western Stock Show's new facilities. We hope you'll support this effort by going to the website on your screen. Thanks for letting me be a part of saying hello to all the friends and fans of the National Western. It's an honor to be able to do this performance with my other fellow performers who love the National Western Stock Show. You know, I'll never forget that for years and years I performed on a show at the National Western Stock Show called The Night of Dancing Horses. Ah, what a great experience that was. I always would come out riding my horse Wildfire by myself on horseback, no other riders in the arena. It's kind of as the lone cowboy riding across the great American West. And I actually worked it out with the National Western to be able to sing my songs from the saddle with a remote microphone. It was a great experience. And so here's the Lone Cowboy song, and includes a little bit about how much I love horses. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, with my old campfire songs. Lone cowboy, giddy up, get along. I've owned some good ponies, blacks, bays, and blue ronies, bays, palominos, and paints. Got good songs and bad ones, up songs and sad ones, songs about sinners and saints. Still riding old Wildfire to find the next campfire. Memories turn embers to coals. But at daylight I'm crying to live forever or die trying. I'll never get old in my soul. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, at the National Western Stock Show. Lone cowboy, approached back a few years ago to be in a show called The Night of Dancing Horses by the National Western Stock Show. I was intrigued because they said, we want you to come out and perform your songs on horseback. Now, I'd been doing that for quite a few years already, and they'd heard about that. I performed at the New Mexico Livestock Show and quite a few others. But they said, what we want to do is not only have you do a concert from horseback like you've been doing, but we want to add a lot of other riders to it. And we want to have these skits, if you will, these segments where it's all choreographed to music. We call it the Night of Dancing Horses. Well, I said, just count me in. That sounds like a great idea. It ended up being really hard work and a lot of coordination, but I really was proud of the outcome. And we just had packed houses on this show. And it wasn't the first time that I ever heard of the idea of dancing horses. You see, I'm a member of the Lakota Nation, and I was adopted into that nation many years ago. And one of the people I always admired in the tribe that I'm a part of now is Black Elk. Black Elk was a medicine man over 100 years ago, a Lakota Nation, who at 9 years old had a vision that is this amazing story of all these different colors of horses. And it was a vision of peace and a universal love and understanding. And it all came out in a book called Black Elk Speaks, which was an interview that Black Elk did with John Neinhardt, who was the poet laureate and a professor and teacher in Nebraska. This is a song that I wrote based on the vision that he had when he was 9 years old. He became very, very ill, and they thought he was dying, and they were very worried about him. And while he was in this state, he had this vision, and you'll find it in the book Black Elk Speaks. Black Elk is sick and may be dying. Said the old man to his wife, even now the holy man is singing. May Wakantanka spare his life. Black Elk was trance-like in a death sleep. He was dreaming of two men with flaming spears who took him to a white plain far above the clouds. Left him alone and disappeared. And then a bay horse stood before him, said, "Now my life history you shall see. See how all the horses come dancing, come dancing, 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 dancing wild and free, dancing, dancing, dancing wild and free." 12 black horses with manes of lightning in the night. 12 white horses with white geese circling, thundering past. 12 sorrel horses with eyes like stars and manes of light. 12 buckskins with horns on their head and manes of grass. Then the horses formed a line of four abreast, and the bay horse turned his head west and he neighed, and the sky was like a storm of thundering horses. And little Black Elk was afraid. Then the horses changed into all creatures, into every form of life that there could be. Oh, see how all the horses come dancing, come dancing, 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 dancing wild and free, dancing, dancing, dancing wild and free. When I played at the National Western Stock Show in Denver, I knew I was going to have to do this next song. It's about a cowboy or a cowgirl's relationship to a horse, and it's one of the greatest, most poetic tributes to the beauty of horsemanship and being a part of the American West and Western riding. Somewhere out on the prairie, is the greatest cowboy who's ever been. When he lays his hands upon the ponies, shudders with that understanding skin. Ponies, now ponies, don't you worry, have not come to steal your fire away. Wanna fly with you across the sunrise, to discover what begins each shining day. When the storm clouds in the west are swiftly gathering, the ponies, they run wild there before it rains. You see their sleek, dark bodies brightly gleaming. You know the fires flying through their brain. Ponies, now ponies, don't you worry. I have not come to steal your fire away. Wanna fly with you across the sunrise to discover what begins each shining day. Wanna fly with you across the sunrise to discover what begins each shining day. By the way, that song that I just sang was written by Jeffrey Bullock, the wonderful song about ponies. You know, horses have been an important part of my life since I was a child, and the National Western Stock Show has always been a great show to showcase horsemanship, rodeo, great riders, and above all, the great draft horses, you know, where you could see these monster horses pulling all these heavy weights, and a lot of them pulling what they call the rigs, these wagons that are just decked out like you can't believe. That's an important part of the spectacular too. But for me, being in the Dancing Horses show so many times in the National Western Stock Show, I have to remember that my favorite breed is the most versatile breed of horse they ever came up with. It's an American breed called the American Quarter Horse. Back in 1990, I was hired to play for the 50th anniversary of the American Quarter Horse, one of the greatest honors ever afforded to me. And that was about the same year that I released my first album of all Cowboy songs on Warner Brothers. And I was asked to ride this beautiful Palomino in that show. Now that show was not part of Dancing Horses. That was before Dancing Horses. But it was in that show that I got the idea to start performing more on horseback and getting other horses involved in a choreographed show. So here's the song that the American Quarter Horse Association asked me to write as their theme song back in that day. By the way, the American Quarter Association is located in Amarillo, Texas, and I know they love the National Western Stock Show because so many great American quarter horses have been showcased there. Well, they mixed a little Celtic with Spanish blood, a dash of thoroughbred. So the legend begins of America's horse, horse with a level head. If he's cutting cattle out on the ranch or making some cowboy shine, there's never been a horse like America's horse crossing that finish line. Oh yes, I'm a quarter horse rider. Saddle up and let me run. America's horse won't let you down when there's running or work to be done. And there's work to be done. Oh, give me a pony that's got some sense and knows how to work a cow. A horse that's rugged and keeps his head, takes off running right now. You can bet your money or bet your boots when he runs that quarter mile. He could tie that calf in money time as the fans in the stands go wild. Oh yes, I'm a quarter horse rider. Saddle up and let me run. America's horse won't let you down when there's running no work to be done. And there's work to be done. All the names of the ones that went before will live on through all time. Old Janus and Sir Archie in colonial days started that great bloodline. There was Steel Dust, Traveler, Old Cold Deck, Little Joe King, Peter McHugh, Yellow Jacket, Cowboy, Old Joe Bailey, Jenny and Delamore too. There was Shiloh, Billy and Locks Rondo, Howell and Ducker Good Run, Old Fred, Xanathon, Cocktail Colonel, and Joe Hancock, the Mighty One. There was Memphis, Peppy and impressive too, and the Oklahoma Star. Old Sorrel, Joe Reed, Flying Bob, Leo and Doc Barr. Oh yes, I'm a quarter horse rider. Saddle up and let me run. America's horse won't let you down when there's running no work to be done. Oh yes, I'm a quarter horse rider. Saddle up and let me run. Oh, America's horse won't let you down when there's running or work to be done. And there's work to be done. That's right, I'm a quarter horse rider. That's right, I'm a quarter horse rider. That's right, I am a quarter horse rider. I love American quarter horses. I have many memories of riding my American quarter horses at the National Western Stock Show, and I know that as a lifetime member of the American Quarter Horse Association, an organization I choke up just to think about what a great job they do. American Quarter Horse Association gave me an honorary membership back in about 1990, and I'll never forget it. And I know that on behalf of the American Quarter Horse Association, we salute the great National Western Stock Show and all the times that cowboys have rode out on quarter horses in that show. I used to sing that song in the Night of Dancing Horses, and all these cowboys and cowgirls would come out and they would demonstrate all the different things that quarter horses are good at. Cutting and roping and reining and even some dressage kind of stuff. And then of course we would always finish off with bringing out one that had a jockey on it, because a quarter horse is the fastest horse in the world in a quarter mile. That's why they call it a quarter horse. Another great memory of playing at the National Western Stock Show on the Night of Dancing Horses was when we got to sing the song Pony Man. Now the Pony Man was written by Gordon Lightfoot, and it was used as a skit. As we sang the song, they completely reenacted all the words in this song in a wonderful kind of children's story. This is very much a children's song. It's a lot of fun. In fact, it's even been made into a book. I understand that Gordon Lightfoot wrote it for his daughter when she was a little girl. So this is the Pony Man. Hope you enjoy it. It's midnight on the meadow, and the cats are in the shed, and the river tells a story out the window by my bed. If you listen very closely, be as quiet as you can. In the yard you'll hear him, it is the Pony Man. And we're always there to greet him when he tumbles into town. He leads a string of ponies, some are white and some are brown. And they never seem to kick or bite, they only want to play. And they live on candy apples instead of oats and hay. When we're all assembled, he gives a soft command. Climb aboard our ponies as in a row they stand. Then down the road we gallop and across the fields we fly. Soon we all go sailing off into the midnight sky. As we gaily rock along beside a rippling sea, here's Tom and Dick and Sally and Mary Jo and me. And the Pony Man is leading, 'cause he's traveled here before. And he gives a whoop and a holler at Mr. Moon's front door. Then we stop to rest a while where the Soda River glides. Up to the slip comes a pirate ship to take us for a ride. And the Pony Man's the captain and the children are the crew. And we go in search of treasure and laugh the whole night through. When the hold is filled with gold and the sails begin to stream, and the decks pile high with apple pie, we head for port again. Down the whirling staircase, so swift our ponies fly, and we're safely in our beds again when the sunbeams kiss the sky. When it's midnight on the meadow and the cats are in the shed, the river tells a story out the window by my bed. If you listen very closely, be as quiet as you can. In the yard you'll hear him, it is the Pony Man. In the yard you'll hear him, it is the Pony Man. Boy, what great memories it's been tonight to think about all the years of the Dancing Horses show at the National Western Stock Show, and getting to be there and just look at all the different Western stuff that was made available for people to buy, horse trailers and Western art and all kinds of other things to buy, and going to the rodeo. All these things I just love and I've continued to love over the years. I guess the Dancing Horses show, though, that's the thing that was the strongest thing and still the strongest thing in my heart. I eventually wrote a song all about the feeling that I had about the Dancing Horses show, and this is it. Sometimes it's real and it feels like a dream, so it seems. Love that can burn and then fade like the sun on the plains. Out on the mesa we rode to the edge, stared at the angry sky, and I watched the red dust and violet light in your eyes. I remember the way that you sat straight on the back of a chestnut stallion. And every evening when daydreams were fading, for an instant we'd go running with all the dancing horses, black sand bays, dappled grays, sorrows and paints, hoofbeats down the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me, and all the dancing horses. The rain and the mist and your long hair twisting around in the desert wind, like water and fire, truth and desire, enemies and old friends, trapped on the border of two different worlds, like beauty in time as it fades, came to an end when we tried to bend rules that don't break. Now I ride in the dark with the North Star leading my stallion. I close my eyes and remember the time when our hearts and our minds were still running with all the dancing horses, black sand bays, dappled grays, sorrows and paints, hoofbeats down the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me, and all the dancing horses. Hoofbeats down the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me, and all the dancing horses. Well, it's been a great experience performing for the National Western Stock Show. I hope you'll go onto their website, which you'll see on the screen, and donate. We're trying to raise $100 million to build a brand new National Western livestock complex. Peter Coors is heading this up, and we really appreciate Pete's effort. He put all this together so we'd have something to watch, something to think about during the National Western Stock Show for 2021, which is canceled, but nevertheless, it's not canceled in our hearts, and 2022 is going to be even better. Now to the song that I always close with, and the song I always closed the Dancing Horses show at the National Western Stock Show with, on a horse that I actually did name Wildfire. What a great horse she was, and we'll be showing some pictures of her while I'm singing the song. She comes down from yellow mountain. On a dark flat land she rides, on a pony she named Wildfire. A whirlwind by your side on a cold Nebraska night. They say she died one winter when there came the killing frost, and the pony she named Wildfire busted down his stall. In a blizzard he was lost. He ran calling wildfire, calling wildfire, calling wildfire. So by the dark of the moon I planted, but there came an early snow. Been a hoot owl howling outside my window now, 6 nights in a row. She's coming for me, and on Wildfire we're both gonna go. We'll be riding wildfire, riding wildfire, riding wildfire. On we're gonna ride, gonna leave side busted behind, get the hard time right on out of our minds. We'll be riding wildfire. I'm Michael Martin Murphy. You've been watching my National Western Stock Show special performance. My horse Wildfire has gone now, passed away a few years ago, but I still have one of her foals, and then that foal's foal, a mare and a beautiful little filly. Her mother is named Goldie, and the filly still got the fire. I have a dream of seeing both of those horses carrying on their mother's spirit in the arena, the night of dancing horses at the National Western Stock Show in 2022 and beyond. Good night. I hope you enjoyed the National Western Stock Show segment. I hope you'll consider contacting the National Western Stock Show and making a contribution, however small or large it may be, to try to help build a new complex and make sure that the National Western Stock Show goes on for another 100 years. There is less light and the night is longer now. The air is full of something strange. Tonight I'm also featuring another segment, and that is on my good friend Max Gomez. Max is one of the great solo acoustic performing artists I've ever run across. I've known him since he was a little boy in Taos, New Mexico. And I've watched him grow up and become a fantastic young artist who's on the scene and doing well. This is Max Gomez from Taos, New Mexico, and this is the Lone Cowboy Hour.
Thank you, Murphy, for having me on the show. I'm thrilled to be able to call Michael a friend, and even happier to call him a musical friend. We've written some songs together. I've always been so blown away by Michael's writing, and this song in particular that I'm going to play for you is one that Michael wrote that will forever be one of my favorite songs of his, and favorite songs of anybody's songs. I'm talking about the Cherokee Fiddle. When the train pulled into the station, he rolled up his sleeve, he'd risened up the bow, fiddled upside down, orange blossom special. Well, if you want to make a living, you gotta put on a good show. When he smelled the smoke and the cinders, slicked his hair back, opened up his case, played the Cherokee Fiddle. He played for the whiskey, 'cause good whiskey never let him lose his place. He was always there, playing for the miners. The devil's dream was a song they understood. Then he'd go back to Oklahoma, where he'd wait till the train was running and the weather was good. When he smelled the smoke and the cinders, slicked his hair back, opened up his case, played the Cherokee Fiddle. He played it for the whiskey, 'cause good whiskey never let him lose his place. Well, now the Indians are dressing up like cowboys, and the cowboys are putting leather and turquoise on, and the music is sold by lawyers, and the fools who fiddled in the middle of the stations are gone. Well, some folks say they'll never miss him. The fiddle screeched like the engine brakes. Old Cherokee Fiddle is gone forever, like the music that a whistle on an old locomotive makes. When you smell the smoke and the cinders, slick your hair back, open up your case, play the Cherokee Fiddle and play it for the whiskey, 'cause good whiskey never let you lose your place. No, good whiskey never let you lose your place. I'm going to the top of Memory Mountain. All of my childhood dreams gonna be there, like that shiny new guitar and beat up rusted car. They were both gonna take me far away, but that beat-up car ain't turned the wheel in a long time. The songs I sing on that guitar have the wrong rhyme. But when I reach the timberline on the high side of my mind, that engine will be running like a dream, and the songs I play on that guitar will say just what I mean. When I reach the top of Memory Mountain, all of my favorite times gonna be there, like that song made you smile when you were happy for a while. Two runaways in that old beat-up car, but the wheels of love ain't turned around for a long time, and the songs I sing for you have the wrong rhyme. But when I reach the timberline on the high side of my mind, the wheels of love will spin and take us far. We'll be riding close together underneath a morning star. So take my hand and let's both stand on Memory Mountain. All my broken dreams gonna be there, all the good times and the bad, the foolish hearts we'd had, they'll fit right back together like a dream. We'll be riding to the right place at the right time, and the songs I'll write for you will have the right rhyme. And we'll reach the timberlines on the high sides of our minds. We'll know exactly how to right the wrong. We'll be riding along together, singing old familiar songs. So don't let me go alone to Memory Mountain.
Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show, which was a combination of my special set that I did for the National Western Stock Show recently when they were closed down during the pandemic. And they did a virtual performance show to help raise money. And I hope you'll consider contacting the National Western Stock Show and making a contribution to them so they can build a new complex and keep her going up there in Colorado. Also, I hope you enjoyed the Max Gomez segments. Max is one of the great solo acoustic artists, and this show is all about what you can do with just your voice and a backup instrument that you play yourself. This has been the Lone Cowboy Hour.
I'm on a rundown, I'm out running sundown, I'm thinking I'm on the right track. I'm writing a song as I'm riding along, keeping the sun at my back. Big horse trailer and truck, I can make my own luck as I ride through the sand and the sage. As it gives me a rush to be busting the brush, acting about half my age. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, with my old campfire song. Lone cowboy,